Good morning. Here I am at the Basilica San Domenico in Perugia, Umbria, Italy. I like these, they're called dolia, these stonking great urns for storing stuff, I suppose, and you just got to think of the technology of making them, the three of them. Boy, oh boy, how grandy it is. Well, this is the passage my heart has found. Treasures in heaven. Do not store up for yourselves treasures on earth, where moth and rust destroy, and where thieves break in and steal. But store up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where moth and rust do not destroy, and where thieves do not break in and steal. For where your treasure is, your heart will be also. The eye is the lamp of the body. If your eyes are good, your whole body will be full of light. But if your eyes are bad, your whole body will be full of darkness. If then the light within you is darkness, how great is that darkness? No one can serve two masters. Either he will hate the one and love the other, or he will be devoted to the one and despise the other. You cannot serve both God and money. Amen. Now, oh Lord, the problem remains for me, this grandy basilica, obviously built, St. Dominic, and built over the centuries and added on to, and represents huge power, human, worldly, financial power that the monks had through God as Roman Catholic Christians. There's another monastery down the hill, San Pietro, which is Benedictine. I love Gregorian chant. This is what we have. Through the centuries, there have been good and bad people, obviously, within man's organized religion, church. So before the Protestants, it was all just Catholic, Russian Orthodox and Greek Orthodox and whatever, but basically Catholic, not Protestant. Then along came, at the time, Martin Luther railed against 1517, apparently it isn't true, but the castle wall at Wittenberg, 95 theses on the 31st of October were allegedly posted by him. The point being, railing against indulgences. Indulgences is, the church says, give us the money and we will pray for you. Ho, ho, ho. It's serving worldly matters. Priests go to old ladies on their deathbeds and get them to sign over all their worldly goods and so on. The church acquires worldly property, material stuff. And Christ is absolutely clear. So this now is an archaeological museum for Umbria and Italy and so on. so its monastic use has been turned into a normal sort of worldly one. To me, it represents this monstrous iron fist of Roman Catholicism exerting itself upon the poor people. You couldn't get around in those days. I don't know, this was started in 1233, I think. People were tied to the land, to their dwelling, to their work, to the landlord, and if the landlord was the church, and you didn't believe the right stuff according to the current set of churchy people, off with your head, mate, virtually, is a no good. So Italy is Rome, the centre of Roman Catholicism. There are literally hundreds, if not even possibly as many as 1,000 chiesas, basilicas, churches in Rome, all built on the back of the peasants. Where did the money come from to build them? From the big grandy people who acquired their wealth through the labour, the work of ordinary people. And to me, I can see it utterly clearly, and I disagree with the worldly, and I, surprise, actually, can so clearly see how right Christ is. If what you have in your heart is to do the other man down, man or woman, as in mankind, do the other person down through using their labor, etc., for you to acquire worldly wealth, then you're in the wrong. And the big Roman Catholic Church is an absolute, complete, utter example of this. Gloria, Gloria, in excelsis Deo. Ah, oh, in excelsis Deo. Amen.